new video. I've been traveling so much recently and I've been living out of my four-wheel drive. I've had a lot of questions from you guys about how I do it and I'd love to answer some of those in today's video. Before I get started, I just want to show off where I am at the moment. I am currently traveling in beautiful Albany, Western Australia, and just chilling at the Albany wind farm for sunset. It is absolutely stunning here, and this is one of the reasons I love the four-wheel drive. I love the flexibility to be able to just drive wherever the heck I want, off trail, off road, whatever it is, sleep where I end up that night and just get some killer sunsets and see some epic locations just like this. So that brings me to your first question, which is, why do I choose a four-wheel drive for my travels over other options like camping, Airbnbs, or even hotels? As I mentioned, it's basically just a super convenient way to travel. I don't have to worry about booking campsites or hotels or anything else in advance. I have the freedom to move from place to place every night as I see fit. And that's generally how I love to travel. I don't like looking too far into the future. I love to be able to just decide on the day where I want to go, what I want to see, and not being booked into a campsite or an Airbnb lets me just travel wherever the heck I want. It's obviously also a super economical way of traveling. I don't have to pay hotel fees or campsite fees. I'm pretty much able to camp and sleep for free on the side of the road if I wanted to, and it's a super cheap way to travel around. Question number 2, is there enough room in the back of a car to actually sleep and live out of? The answer is definitely yes, as long as you don't mind not having a huge amount of space to stretch out in. I'm a bigger dude, I'm about 185 centimeters tall, and I can lie down completely straight in the back of my car here. You're obviously gonna have to make some sacrifices having a living area this small, but if you don't mind not having a huge amount of space, I think it is pretty much the perfect way to travel. If you do have a partner that you might want to travel with, just like I do, obviously that makes things a bit harder. For me, I'm planning to extend this bed out to the edge of this cabinet here so me and my wife can fit a little more comfortably in the bed. At the moment, we are a bit squished when we both try and sleep in here, but so far when I'm traveling solo, it is absolutely perfect. Question number 3, how do I power all my camera equipment and my laptop so I can actually work while I'm traveling? Well, as you can see here, my car has a second battery set up with an inverter and some pretty dodgy wiring, but it is enough to charge all my batteries for my drone, my camera, as well as keeping my laptop topped up all day when I'm editing. It's also super handy to have USB ports and other charging points for my phone and any other smaller appliances I have. Question number 4, which I do actually get a lot. How do I store all my clothes, all my camera equipment, all my hiking gear and anything else I need for my adventures in such a small amount of space? It's a good question. I do have a lot of gear and I'm still working out the best way to organize all my stuff. I do have this main drawer here that just pulls out from underneath my bed, and I've got a pretty good system of storage in here so far. I've got all my plates and cups as well as my washing up equipment here. Got some stuff that I need to access easily at the front. I've got 2 little sections here for all my clothes, and if I pull it out a bit further, I've got my cooker and some food in the back section there. We come to the right side back door and open it up. This is my pantry. This is where I keep all my food that I need on a day-to-day basis. So my brekkie, my protein powder, all my canned food as well. Back inside the car, I've got a few cabinet cupboards here. In here is generally all my charging cables, my batteries, and any little bits and pieces I need for my camera gear and filming all the content I make. In this little cupboard here, I store some books and some toiletries, as well as a little crate of other little bits and pieces. And I also have access to my pantry that we saw on the outside before from the inside if I need it. And finally, coming into the passenger seat at the front, this is my secret little hack when I'm traveling solo. Unfortunately, it doesn't work when my wife or anyone else is with me because they obviously need to sit in the passenger seat, but I use it as kind of a clothes hanger for some of my jackets. Got my spare gas here. I've got a spare quilt, my water storage, as well as another whole box full of clothes and other gear that I need, all in the front seat here. Question number 5, probably my most asked question. Where do I go to the toilet and how do I take a shower? Well, luckily as a guy, it's pretty easy for me to take a leak wherever I am. I just find a patch of bush, just like over here, and do the deed. Okay, you don't need to see the whole process, but luckily it's just as easy as getting out and taking a leak wherever I am. I do try and stick by public toilets. Usually I can find one along the road at some point. Usually try and sleep at night near a public toilet as well. As far as having a shower, that is a hard part. When I'm traveling solo, I don't have a lot of showers usually, so I am pretty stinky most of the time. When I'm with my wife, I do have to have showers or she would actually kill me. So we generally will try and find a campsite that has access to showers every couple nights, or if the weather's good, I do love taking a cheeky dip in the ocean or under a waterfall or something, which does the job of getting clean. If you hate the idea of being dirty or sweaty, and especially going to bed while being dirty, then living out of a car is probably going to be pretty tough for you. For me, I don't mind it at all, so as long as I wash my sheets and my bedding after my trips, I'm happy to get into bed filthy most nights. Question number 6, and I'll end on this one for this video today. How do I cook and store my food? As far as food storage, on shorter trips, I will just use that pantry that I showed you guys earlier, stock it full of food that doesn't need to be refrigerated, long life milk, fruit and veg that'll last a couple days, that kind of stuff. If I'm on a longer trip, I'll usually bring along an esky. I'd love to get a portable fridge for the setup at some point, but an esky with a bit of ice will be able to keep meat and anything else I need cold. As far as cooking, luckily it's about dinner time, so I'm gonna cook up my meal for tonight while the sun is setting behind me. It is absolutely stunning here at the moment. I use this back table as my kitchen bench, and I've got a little stove and a big stove depending on what I'm cooking for the night. This is my big stove, and I can chuck a big pot or a pan on here if I'm going to cook up a big feed for the night, or if I'm cooking for multiple people. Usually though, I will just use my little camping stove with my little pot and chuck on my canned soup or whatever food I'm having for the night. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I'm going to enjoy my soup and this epic freaking view. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like below and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying my content. Feel free to leave any more questions you guys have about living in my car or any of the adventures that I go on in the comments below, and would love to make future videos talking about the stuff that you guys want to hear. Thanks again for watching. If you guys want to support me further, check out my Patreon. The link is in my description below. You can support me for as little as $3 a month, get some really cool rewards like joining my close friends list on Instagram, where I post daily behind the scenes content, as well as get exclusive access to other content I produce just for Patreon members. Thanks so much for your support, guys. Love you lots, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.